I'm standing here at one of Ireland's most iconic landmarks, Knock Shrine, which attracts over 1 million visitors a year, both from home and abroad. So why do they come here? Since 1879, Knock has been one of Ireland's most spiritual and holy sites. It is a place of peace and reflection that attracts people from all walks of life. And it's all due to an extraordinary event that took place on that fateful day in August of 1879.
Well, the 21st of August 1879 started out as quite a dry day. The villagers were going about their ordinary seasonal work of that time, bringing turf from the bog, saving hay. On the evening, Marian McGlade, who was the priest's housekeeper, decided she was going to visit her neighbours, the Byrne family. Now, the Byrne family lived in a thatched house on the site where the basilica is built today. When she was leaving, Mary Byrne, the oldest of the Byrne daughters, walked Mary McLaughlin home, and they were walking by the path along by the church, and they were the first two people to see the apparition. At first they thought it was statues, and then they realised that it was actually a real apparition. So they went and ran to the houses that were nearby, their neighbours, the rest of the Byrne family, and a total of 15, what today we call the 15 official witnesses, came to see the apparition. They described a heavenly vision of Our Lady, St. Joseph and St. John, and also an altar on which stood a lamb, and behind this a large upright cross. And actually one of the witnesses wasn't on site, he was about half a mile away on his land, and he described an amazing kind of heavenly light around the apparition. It lasted for about 2 hours, and while the witnesses themselves were absolutely soaked wet watching it, they said that all around the apparition gable was bone dry, as if no rain was falling. Another lovely aspect of the Knock apparition is that everybody who came out on that night actually saw it, and it was all ages. The witnesses were ordinary people, ranging in age from young to old. The next miraculous event was the first reported cure at Knock, and that happened 10 days after the apparition. It was a little girl from Claremorris, and once news travelled of that, because her cure was reported extensively in the newspapers, hundreds of people came to Knock hoping to be cured, and guess what? Hundreds of people said they were cured. And we know this to a variety of ways. Firstly, we have hundreds of handwritten letters written by people who said they were cured here. We also have an amazing collection of photographs from the Wynne photographic collection, and one in particular shows the apparition gable lined with walking sticks and crutches, and they were left there by people that were cured. And also we have the parish priest at Knock in 1879, Archdeacon Kavanagh. Because so many people were reporting cures to him, he began to compile a diary, and less than a year after the apparition he had recorded over 600 cures. Now the handwritten testimonies, the letters of cures, Archdeacon Kavanagh's diary of cures, the Wynne photographs are just some of the amazing exhibits that are on display at Knock Museum. Also the museum charts the development of Knock from, as we said, a small rural village into what it is today, and focuses on the highlights from the establishment of the Knock Shrine Society of Volunteers in the 1930s. Couldn't of course leave out Monsignor Horan's era, beginning in the 1960s. Of course, one of the major events at Knock Shrine was the visit of Pope John Paul II in 1979. The museum is an amazing place to visit.
With hundreds of thousands of people visiting Knock each year, is it any wonder that it has become one of the most important Marian shrines in the world?
Ever since the apparition in 1879, Knock has played a role in the religious and spiritual culture of the country itself. So it's very much at the heart of Irish Catholicism. People growing up, even myself growing up, were always brought for one of the days to Knock by my family, as a day that this is something that you did as a family. So, and that was for practically every Catholic family in the country, from north, south, east and west. So it has played a significant role, I suppose most obvious in terms of the visit of Pope John Paul II in 1979, and also the visit of Mother Teresa. And recently then, in terms of visitors from all over the world, we have, well over 1 million people coming here every single year. Not only mostly from Ireland and also Britain, but from the continent and from the United States as well. And they love the peace, tranquility and calmness of the whole place. They always tell me that they get a great sense of peacefulness here. It's like kind of going through this little oasis of peacefulness from the rushed world, 28th of February 2016, we will be unveiling for the first time our mosaic, which will be depicting the apparition here at Knock, but also uniquely and specially to this piece of art of the apparition, we'll be incorporating all of the witnesses. This will be really one of the first times that all of the witnesses are incorporated into a piece of art depicting the apparition itself. It's a unique piece that will be made in, it has been made in Italy, just outside of Venice. It will be transported to Ireland in the middle of January and will be in place by the middle of February. It will take four weeks to put in place, and the Italians tell me that it is one of the single biggest pieces of mosaic in Europe. So it is a unique piece, beautifully done in ancient Roman technique, and it depicts the apparition but also the people, and the colours are absolutely vivid. So it'll be anybody that is within the vicinity of Knock on the 28th of February 2016 will see the unveiling of this wonderful piece.
As well as this magnificent basilica and nearby historic parish church, there are 3 further architecturally unique chapels here at Knock, set in 100 acres of beautiful landscape gardens and tranquil walkways throughout. The distinctive triangular glass apparition chapel, built at the site of the apparition in 1879, houses a large representation of the apparition scene, crafted by the famous Italian sculptor Lorenzo Ferri. Daily guided tours of Knock Shrine provide a fascinating insight into its history and spiritual significance, as well as the unique place Knock holds in Ireland's culture. Knock Shrine is looking to offer even more for its visitors in the year to come.
It's going to be a very special year because it's the year of commemorations. Not only is it the 40th anniversary of the building of the Basilica, and we will have our national rededication in July. We also aim to remember and commemorate the 1916 Rising and also the First World War in a very special concert on the 14th of May in the Basilica. And of course we have our national novena. And please God, we will have the landing of a couple of more flights from the United States, in particular from Boston. So there's an awful lot happening.